welcome to the Spotlight Show. My name is Jabez Napoleon Ogbode. I'm very excited to be with you today. And like I always say every Sunday, this show is already the highlight of my weekend. And wherever you may be across the world, you're watching us live right now. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and you can also go to our network website, www.gpkm.fm. We are live also on our website. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you may be watching us from, thank you so much for being part of this show today. And of course, today is the 1st of November, so it's a new month. So congratulations to everyone out there. If you're already in the 2nd of November, because maybe whatever part of the world you may be, you're already ahead of Canada. Why not? Welcome to the new month, and thank you once again, because this show is made possible by viewers like you. Your support, your patronage, and not just our numerous sponsors. And we must do a quick shout out to our sponsors. And I want to give thanks to the African Young Entrepreneurs, and I want to give a quick shout out to the amazing ETF fund, their platform, and also to Imani's Place, and of course Pan-African Arts, Culture and Trade Institute, and Daniela Corporation as well, and of course Top Run Consulting. Top Run Consulting is a wonderful company based out of Canada. They are all over the world. They actually train, mentor people into careers in information technology. The world has changed drastically, and the IT industry is one of the biggest employers right now. So reach out to Top Run Consulting. They actually have an amazing course this month. So go to www.toprun.ca. I'm going to share more about that during the course of the show. So yes, guys, today is going to be very interesting. We're going to open our phone lines. Last week, we opened our phone lines to discuss about the current situations happening in the giant of Africa. Nigeria is known as the giant of Africa. Let's put the map of Nigeria out there so that we can. Most people watching us are yes. So if you're in the Caribbean, you're in North America, if you're in Europe, Middle East, whatever part of the globe you may be, Nigeria is known as the giant of Africa. Of recent, they have been on the news. Why? Because the youth decide to protest police brutality, but the youth are saying that the police brutality is actually the first step, because there's so many things that need to happen within the country, because there's so much unemployment, there's no infrastructure. Nigeria is what? Over 100 years old now. They are actually 60 since independence, but still there's no power, and people are getting frustrated and tired, and hence the protests, the rioting, the looting, and it caused a lot of outcry recently because of the way the protesters were dispersed out of the city of Lagos, and there was claims of live bullet being used, whatever. So yes, today's topic is Nigeria, our current events, the beginning or the end. So please, the phone lines are open. The number to call is 1-866 613-1960. So it's a toll-free number. You can call from across the globe. Please, subject to different rates. So if you're in North America, please feel free to call 1-866-613-1960, guys. So yes, we're going to be, receiving calls. So you can call in right now. We can, discuss. So for some of our viewers that called last night, because the show was rounding up, we didn't have the opportunity to actually take in your calls. So now is a good opportunity. Let's discuss about these issues and current affairs happening in Nigeria, and how, if it's the beginning or the end. So you may ask me, beginning of what, end of what? So while we wait for the calls to come in, let's continue from where we stopped last week. Remember, last week we talked about the history of Nigeria. In every journey, it's always good for you to know, you see your destination. You have to actually understand where you're coming from, and we have to share that. So our phone lines are already ringing, and let's begin to take in those calls, and let's continue the discussion about the current affairs in Nigeria, starting with the NSAS protests, etc. Is the phone lines open? Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. And please, can you introduce yourself? What's your name and where you calling from?
My name's Chukwuma Daniel,
Awesome.
calling from Canada.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir, for being able to join us. So yes, last week we started with the discussion, the NSAS movement, how it reshaped, the fabric of the society in Nigeria, even though some people were able to hijack it to caused a lot of destruction and looting, and the government said that they've addressed some of the concerns. But let me ask you, at this current affairs, or this current situation in Nigeria with the protests, do you think it's the beginning of a new Nigeria that comes with reforms and changes, or do you think this protest is a one-time occurrence and that is the end of it? Nigeria is going to continue and there's no change whatsoever. What's your take on that, sir?
The truth is that I don't think this answers protests will be the end of Nigeria's problem. Nigeria's problem is not answered.
Okay.
And ending the SARS. It's not SARS. I know SARS has been doing what they're asked not to do. They are doing what they're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Nigerians' problem is so many.
Okay.
And protesting about NSAS will not solve Nigerians' problem. Nigerians' problem, one of the Nigerians' problem is tribalism.
Tribalism. How so, sir?
Nigeria has more than 263 ethnic groups.
Okay.
So if we are talking about solving the problem of Nigeria, Nigeria's problem right now is not, we're not supposed to be talking unemployment. We're not supposed to be talking about, oh, SARS did this or SARS. If we are protesting, let us be focused.
Okay.
How can we protest and stop the problem in Nigeria?
Okay.
Now that the youths are clamoring, they want to provide the next leaders of tomorrow from 2023. How can it work? Tomorrow, when a Yoruba man comes up, Igbo man will say, oh, this guy is a Yoruba man. Igbo man comes up, Yoruba man will say this. The same thing goes to the Hausa and other ethnic groups. If we want to change Nigeria, we should start from the foundation. Nigeria does not even have a foundation. Talk of being porous.
So, sir, when you talk about
like
foundation
in Nigeria,
when you talk about foundation,
pardon?
Sir, what do you mean by that?
I mean the foundation, the origin. Let's start from where the Nigerian problem started from. What started the problem in Nigeria? What started the underdevelopment? What started the bad leaders? Okay. Everything is surrounded about tribalism. During the time of Nnamdi Azikiwe, during the time of Awolowo, during the time of Sultan of Sokoto and all sorts of them in the north. Mm-hmm. Everybody is trying to protect Yoruba interest, Igbo interest, Hausa interest. So let's start talking about how can these problems be solved? How can we deal with tribalism?
So
what are
your proposals? What do you think would be? I mean, for people.
I think the problem in Nigeria, I think it's three things. Okay. The only way Nigeria can move forward is division is one of it.
Okay.
Restructuring Nigeria and making the political offices non-profit. Mm. If Nigeria has to remain as one, restructure has to come in place. If Nigeria has to remain as one, let us, if we say, okay, let all the youth, everybody protest, and let's see the way Nigeria can be restructured and make the political offices non-profit. Then you know that if we're going to serve the nation, if you're going to serve the state or any local government in Nigeria, you're going as a civil servant.
Okay.
And know that it's not to go and enrich yourself.
So your
if
first solution...
If you're talking about NSAS...
Your first solution
you know,
about...
We're not...
Sorry, sir.
Pardon?
Your first solution about dividing the country, but I mean, when you said divide, are you saying we should go back to the 1930s and then go back to two regions, northern region, southern region? Are you talking about, you know, maybe the four regions, Midwest and East?
Yes, that can work. And you see, when you do all these things, a new structure will come in place in all these regions.
Okay. Wow, that's
the youth are white. Thank God, yes, they were able to stand up to say, okay, we have to protest against the NSAS. I think it's easy because they say 1,000 miles starts with one step. This is a progress.
All right.
We can say before 2023, let's all come and protest. Look at what we want in Nigeria.
Okay. So you mentioned three things. The first one is, you know, the separation of the country, or we should go back to the three main regions or four regions. The second one is try to make sure that political offices are not, you know, avenues of enrichment.
Non-profit.
So, non-profitable. Okay. And what's the third one, sir, as we go to other callers?
Division is one, restructuring Nigeria, and if the youth wants to protest for the political offices to be non-profitable positions.
Okay.
These are the three things I'm mentioning.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Because the last week when we were talking about listening to one Mr. Ajayi who spoke, who took the whole... everything he was talking about was unemployment. This Nigeria problem is so deep.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chukwuma, for calling in. So we're going to take in more calls. So those your points are very valid, and it's something we're going to look into further as more callers call in. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I truly appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that's Chukwuma from Canada. So the phones are ringing, guys. So keep calling. Is there another caller on the phone? Okay, so we have another caller. Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome to the
Hello,
Spotlight Show. What's your name, sir?
my name is David Ajayi, calling from Toronto.
Okay, welcome, sir. So tell me, sir, we'll be talking about the current issues in Nigeria, starting with the NSAS protest, and we just want to know, do you
Yes,
think this
sir.
is the beginning of a new Nigeria, a better Nigeria, or do you think this protest and all this, they ask for reform is just a one-time thing and it was just going to die, nothing will happen? What's your take, sir?
I want to be positive in regards to the NSAS protest.
Okay,
This is something we have never seen in Nigeria before.
okay,
This is something that we have not seen the magnitude of youth coming out in this magnitude
okay,
to come demand for something, whether they're demanding for 1,000 things or one thing. Is a start. So it's something that should be encouraged.
okay,
We can't say, okay, these people they've tried to disband them. They've tried to use tactics because they know that a lot of youth are hungry.
okay,
They need money.
okay,
They try to use money to sway them from what they want. And somehow a lot of them have refused that tactic. So we want to encourage, we want to be positive to say, yes, this is the start of a new thing.
okay,
This is the mistake I guess Nigeria has made.
okay,
Is for them aligned to start at all.
okay,
If you had not started, the youth will not know that, okay, we can actually do this and make demands. They've all been making so much noise. ASU will come, we're going on strike. NLC will come, we're going on strike. Everybody don't go to the office. In 2 days, they call off the strike. This is the longest that we've ever done anything like this.
But
So
do you
it's
think
a positive.
do you think there was any impact with this, once in a lifetime opportunity that the youth were able to take advantage of to protest? Was there any impact? Do you think it's going to make any changes to Nigeria system, or is the status quo, the corruption, the
We
inefficiency?
might,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the decay in that country is so enormous that when it's just like having so many lacerations and the person is bleeding so badly, and you're trying to block to like suture one laceration, and the person is still bleeding from the other side. So, unfortunately, we might not understand or see that it has made any change because of the so many issues, so many lacerations that we have, and maybe we're just trying to patch the small laceration. Meanwhile, we have a very big one in the skull or in one of the arteries that the blood is flowing so badly. So we might not be able to see, but somehow we want to be positive here that yes, it sent a message to the government that the youth are waking up from their slumber. I want to disagree with one of your callers that said the problem is tribalism. Tribalism has got nothing to do with when we have one purpose. Tribalism is thrown out of it. Tribalism doesn't know whether you're hungry or you're not. If everybody becomes hungry or comes to a point to say we are hungry, because tribalism has not helped anyone who is hungry in Nigeria.
So
The Yorubas.
you do not believe tribalism is the issue?
Tribalism is not the issue.
Okay.
Because tribalism doesn't know. You have Igbo, you have Yoruba, you have Hausa who are hungry. So if all of them come together and say, come to a purpose that we are all hungry, they'll fight for one purpose. They will throw tribalism out of the window. So saying tribalism is the issue we have. And he wants to probably correct himself, saying we need to go back to the foundation and saying, okay, we don't even have a foundation. If we don't have a foundation, what do we need to go back to? So if we have to go back to a foundation, we need to go back. What is the foundation? I remember last week you were talking about the history of the country, how Nigeria and all that. So if we actually want to know and really deal with this, so many people need to go back and know what is the history of Nigeria. How did Nigeria start? What are the things that were there before? Once upon a time, people went to school, and after school they were given cars. They had jobs even before they finished school. They were fed.
But sir, recently the protest was agitating for a better for a police reform. Better package for the police. The end to the special unit of the police force called the State Anti-Robbery Squad. And now that the government is saying that they've addressed those issues, what's next? What's your own take? Do you think that the protesters are be able to communicate their demands and the government have been able to resolve this? Or do you think it was a total waste of time?
The government will not, these cases that, because these are cases that can't be resolved easily like that. They could come tell us that we've resolved it. We're going to chase everybody that is in SARS or whatever, or we're going to send them out of the police. That's not true. And if you say, okay, this is not all we want. We actually started this. It's just like a fire. If you put fire somewhere, you don't know the extent it goes. But the thing is, even if it's for this reason alone, that the youth stood up and they got a change, it tells them something, that whatever we want, we can do this and get a change.
Okay, so to round up, sir, what do you think? So do you think this is the beginning of, more progress, or is it just the end? Come again, sir.
This is a positive thing for Nigeria in any ramification, because we now know that we can do it. We can go out and fight for something we want. We can fight for the government we want. We can fight for our rights We can go and face the police and say, okay, we can have it. Because sometimes the protest is going on in Lagos, it's not going on somewhere else. But this is not just Lagos now. This is not just the north. It is everywhere in Nigeria, which is something that everyone should commend, that finally the youths are waking up.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajayi, for calling to the show. Your inputs are quite, thought-provoking, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we're going to get...
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. So we're going to get more callers onto the phone to give them more opportunity to talk. So ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. Call in. You just heard from, Dr. Ajayi and a caller, Chukuma, all both from Canada, and they have differing opinions. But that's what this show is all about. We provide you the fact, and you be the one to make informed decision. People clamor for the fact that the Nigeria. So a lot of people believe that Nigeria is a geographical expression. People do not believe in the setup or the foundation of the country. So that's what the first caller talked about, and he believes we should go back, to perhaps 1960 or the 50, where we had 4 main regions, or go back to those 1979 constitution. And he believes that the political office holders are being paid too much, because if they said that there's no revenue, perhaps we should reduce those packages, especially when people are calling for police reform, and these police are being paid very little compared to what a lot of public office holders actually get paid. We're going to continue with the program, so the phone lines are open, keep calling. And I want to quickly go on and also, go back to some of the things that's happening. I was listening to a music recently by the famous Burna Boy, who is from Nigeria, and one of his album, African Giant. There was a particular song which is called Another Story. And it's quite interesting because it talks about corruption, colonialism, etc. He made a statement that said, to understand Nigeria, you need to appreciate where it came from. So let's establish a simple truth, that the British didn't travel halfway across the world just to spread democracy. Nigeria started off as a business deal for them between the company and the government. Incidentally, the Niger company is still around today. Only it is known by a different name, Unilever. But that's a different story. So that was something that caught my attention when I was listening to that song recently. And this is what it's saying. And we all know, obviously, that the history we talk about today all points back to the Royal Niger Company, which was a trading company that came into the Nigeria. They colonized the riverine area of Nigeria, which is called the present state, River State. If you look at the map of Nigeria, at this bottom here is River State, because we are known for palm oil. And if you look at Unilever makes soap and detergent. And we know palm oil is an ingredient that goes into soap and even margarine, etc. So these are some of the relationships. So guys, and let me show you an image actually. So as we wait for more calls to come in, there's a wonderful image. Prince Charles actually went to Nigeria, Ghana, and Gambia in 2018, 2 years ago. Let's zoom into that picture actually. So this caught my attention recently. So you can see that when he went to visit Nigeria, apparently what happened is that a whole lot of the Nigerian traditional rulers, the main ones, actually went to the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja to actually see Prince Charles. And a lot of people were quite amazed with this sitting arrangement, because we know Prince Charles is not the King of England right now. His mother, Queen Elizabeth, is actually the King of England. And we wonder why our traditional rulers had to sit behind him. So it caused a lot of controversy.
This is a forwarded call.
Perhaps maybe Nigeria is still under colonial rule. So we're getting more calls right now, and we're going to take in more calls. And why I continue with this actually. So yes, this is quite interesting. So there's a caller on the phone. Hello. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can be allowed to speak again.
Yes, please go on.
I wanted to add something to what Dr. Ajayi said.
Okay.
You know, talking about tribalism.
Yes.
Tribalism has brought so many disadvantages to Nigeria. One, tribalism has produced so many incapable leaders in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because a Yoruba man will always vote a Yoruba man because he's a Yoruba man, whether he is good or not. Tribalism brought Buhari to power because he's a Northerner.
Okay.
And an Igbo man will also vote an Igbo person because he's from Igbo-speaking state.
Okay.
Whether he's a good leader or not. Currently, we have those that have declared the interest to be the Nigerian president in 2023. You see lights of Rocha Sokorocha, who we know is not a good leader. We see Ojo Zokalo, we see Amechi, we see Tinubu. At the end of the day, you see somebody like Peter will come out and a Yoruba man will tell you because he's not a Yoruba man, I'm going to vote Tinubu.
But don't you think...
So the problem of Nigeria, because I know it will still get to the youths.
Okay.
You will see a professional who we know is good, but because he's a Yoruba or Hausa, people will prefer to vote someone from their ethnic group just because they speak the same language. That's tribalism.
Okay.
So how do we deal with tribalism? That's the first problem Nigeria has.
So what's your
a
suggestion?
Northerner will prefer to vote a Malam in the farm because he's a Northerner.
So what do you think?
So how do we solve the problem?
How can we solve that problem you just told us about?
You see, okay, for example, how do we deal with tribalism? That should be the first step.
Okay.
Because I know quite well that even if, as I'm speaking right now, if I come out tomorrow to say I want to be the president of Nigeria, I will see some people who will still tell me, oh, Igbo man. I'm telling you, that's the problem Nigeria has.
I mean, you're not the first to say this. A lot of people know that there's over 300 languages in Nigeria. But most people are only aware of the three main tribes because of their population size, which is the Hausa in the north, the Yorubas in the west, and the Igbos in the east. So for those who do not belong to any of those tribes, I mean, what would you think they will say? Because none of their people from such tribes have had the opportunity to lead the country. So, I mean, what do you think would be the solution to that? Because
restructured Nigeria. Nigeria is too big and is full of so many ethnic groups. Restructure Nigeria. You see the way Canadian system of government runs.
Okay.
Once you restructure Nigeria, the interest of people that wants to become the president of Nigeria decreases.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you say we should go back to regional government. So whereby every region...
That is the thing.
Oh, every
region...
You see,
the Niger Delta will face Niger Delta on how to develop it. Igbos will face Igbo. There's so many... What is killing Nigeria is politics. For example, Nigeria is too big to have only Apapa Wharf, Lagos Wharf. There is Port Harcourt Seaport. There is Calabar. There is Warri. But politics made it only Lagos. Let's go from what I told you. See, I tell people, what was Ibadan before this time? What was Calabar? What was Lagos?
Yes.
Ibadan used to be the Federal Capital Territory. Why did it collapse today? Why is it not strong as Lagos? Calabar used to be the Capital Territory. Why did it collapse? Why is it not as strong as Lagos? Federal Capital Territory left Lagos. It went to Abuja. Why is Lagos still stronger than Abuja? Because of politics, because of Apapa Wharf.
Anyway, I see where you're coming from, because even Nigeria is bigger than the United Kingdom. And United Kingdom is made up of 3 countries, which is England,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see your point.
There is Port Harcourt Seaport. It can bring development to Port Harcourt. There is Warri, there's Calabar. All these things can bring development. Lagos is too small for what it has. Politics is keeping Lagos. Because of politics, only Lagos is developing. Other states can develop. So how do we stop all these things? Why is Lagos still only the state where you can ship and import from? Politics.
But
why is it so? Tribalism.
Let me ask you a question. Nigeria is made up of 109 senators because there's, there's 3 senatorial districts in every state. There's the state and then the FCT. And we have about 360 National Assembly members. So why do you think these people haven't thought of this? Why do we develop only Lagos and Abuja and every other previous regional office headquarters for all these?
I'll explain. You know, Nigeria, for example, has 100 and something senators. How many senators does the North have? How many senators does the South, the Southwest, Southeast? How many senators?
Yeah, I don't have the
You know
numbers
that
right
the
now. Yeah.
Southeast and the Southwest will never have one agenda. You know that an average Westerner, an average Northerner doesn't want the Southeast to be independent because they know what they are capable of doing. They feel that leaving Port Harcourt Seaport, Calabar Seaport, Warri Seaport is giving the Southeast an advantage. So how do we keep these people from not having so much political powers and financial and business powers? Is by keeping it only in Lagos.
Well, thank you so much.
There is nothing in Lagos.
Yes, sir.
The only thing that is keeping Lagos strong today is because it's only Upper Power. That's why all the multinational companies have their head offices in Lagos. By the time you move it, so many things will move. Lagos will collapse like Ibadan Calabar collapse.
But
I tell people this.
But if for the government now, for members of National Assembly, senators, and even the President of Nigeria, if they are listening to you right now, I mean, moving the port away from Lagos, you just said that Lagos will collapse. And we don't want that because Lagos has been a city.
We're not talking of we're not talking of collapse. Ibadan is still existing. Oyo State is still there. Calabar is still there.
So what you are advocating for is more...
because there's so much in Lagos. The population in Lagos is more than almost 5 of population in 5 of other states in Nigeria. Why do you want to keep this population? Why do you keep only the development in Lagos?
All right. Well, we've heard your point, Mr. Daniel. I want to say thank you so much for calling in, and we do take those feedback very seriously, and definitely we hope you can join the show some other time. So thank you so much once again for joining, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, sir. All right, so you heard from the callers, and you know, a lot of Nigerians are very passionate about their country. You know, people are asking for a divide. If you look at the map of Nigeria, Nigeria is actually divided with the natural border with the River Niger. River Niger comes from the all the way from the east to the west and meets in Logoja all the way to the south. So that's why people are advocating for a division. You know, go back to the regional government, so that way the powers in the central government or federal government is actually dissolved, and then the regional government have more economic power to develop those regions. So that's what the caller is actually advocating for. So the lines are still open as we come to the conclusion of the show. Yes, I was showing you this image before of when Prince Charles came to Nigeria, and the city arrangement was a bit awkward. So what we're just saying is that if there's an arrangement between the Nigerian traditional rulers or political office holders, you just need to let the populace know, because there's a popular saying, the problem shared is the problem solved. It's very important that we take this thing seriously, because if you look at when Prince Charles went to Ghana, it was a different story. If you zoom into that image, we actually see him going to meet the traditional ruler. And actually what you see right now on the screen is actually the is actually one of the traditional rulers in Ghana. Is Asatehene King Otufo Nana Ose Tutu II. You know, so he actually went there to pay his own respect, unlike in Nigeria, whereby all the traditional rulers were told to leave their palaces and come to the federal capital to actually come and greet Prince Charles, who is not actually the King of England right now. So that's, I mean, remember, guys, images are very important. You know, so we don't really understand that, and that's what happened recently. And people are beginning to ask, because British are the one that actually colonized the country. They are the one that created all these borders that we know as Nigeria today. You know, and even when the British left, the current 36 states that we see today in the country were all created by military dictators. You know, so there was really no consultation with these traditional rulers or the people. These were the, you know, the aims and whims and aspirations of, you know, individuals or government or provisional ruling council of the military at that point in time. You know, so that's what happened. So guys, I mean, it's been a very amazing topic. One thing I want to share as well, there's another image I really want to share as well. Recently, there was a talk in the country, one of the filmmakers, who is now a politician, actually made a statement condemning the actions of the youth. So if we zoom into that image, that is actually Desmond Elliot. He's a Nollywood movie actor, although he did apologize, because when he was addressing the State Assembly, he actually was very furious and called the protesters children, and that he was advocating for social media bills to limit freedom of expression. And I just think that that is not really the way to go, because if you're a democracy, then you know, you need to advocate for freedom of speech. And if people say things that is false, all you have to do is address it, or you take the natural course of law and take them to the court instead of trying to advocate for censorship. You know, I mean, Desmond Elliot is not new to Nigerian problems. He's actually, this is his first time in having a political office, and I'm happy that he apologized for that. And people need to come together, because what the youth are advocating for is not wrong. You know, and one thing I want to share again, I'm going to share you another image recently, you know, because time is running up. So the next image I want to show quickly is from the, it's a Twitter image from actually one of the honorable members of the British Parliament, who has been advocating that the British Parliament actually, you know, make an inquiry into the, you know, shootings of the protesters. The UK government actually denied sponsoring the state anti-robbery squad with trainings and funding. But recently, we can see on the screen, they sent out a letter to clarify that yes, that the government has actually trained and supplied equipment to the state anti-robbery squad from 2016 to 2020. You know, so, and I'm sure British government are very aware that this particular arm of the police have been very, very notorious, extrajudicial killings. So I don't really know why they keep on equipping and training them. There's really nothing wrong with that, because there's a few bad eggs in the police force, not all of them that is corrupt, but man, SARS has been disbanded. So the phones are ringing. If we have another caller, we're going to take another call. Okay, we're going to take another call. So keep calling, and we'll take the call. Okay, so there's someone on the phone. Hello.
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 Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Hello, this is Gerald.
Hi, Gerald. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for joining the show. And yes, sir. So we're talking about the current affairs in Nigeria with the NSAS movement, the protests, the shootings of unarmed protests. I just want to know, do you think this is the beginning of a new Nigeria, or this is just the end of the matter? Nothing is going to happen. Of a new Nigeria, or this is just the end of the matter? Hello, sir. Nothing is going to happen. We can't hear you.
Well, at this point, first of all, I want to thank you for taking my call. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you speak up so we can hear you louder? Go on. We are listening.
First of all, it's good to be on your show. I've been following up the NSAS thing. In fact, I was part of the.
Can you speak up properly, sir? We can't hear you.
Okay. Let me just take this out.
Okay, so while we try to get him...
okay, can you hear me now?
Are you there? Okay, so we'll wait for the caller to call back. It wasn't really clear. I couldn't hear. So if you are listening, please call in and speak up. And then that way we can hear the discussion. So everyone at home as well watching live can actually hear. So yes, it's been an amazing topic. So that's what we've covered so far, and I want to share something with you before we go. We've been talking about police brutality. We're looking for police reform. Let me share with you some of the salaries of Nigerian police force that will really shock you. Yes, so I actually got this. This is actually a public information. This is 2020. This is the salary of Nigerian police. When you compare it, so the last column is actually, I converted it with the current Central Bank of Nigerian dollar exchange rate. And you can see a recruit in the Nigerian police force is actually paid $9,000 monthly, which is about $23. And a sergeant is actually paid about, a high-level sergeant is actually paid $55,000. 55,000 naira, which is equivalent to about $150, in a month. And you begin to wonder, why is there so much corruption? So it's quite a laughable situation, and I wonder why, if the Nigerian police force is not a state or is not a municipal police, it's actually a federal police force. So I see no reason why they should be paid this kind of amount of money if you really want to do their job properly. And let's go further down. Let's actually see what the highest ranking police officer actually makes. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, Inspector General of Police actually pay 711,000 naira monthly, which is equivalent to about less than $2,000 if you use the current dollar exchange rate. So I see why the youth are actually clamoring and supporting for police reform, so that this way they can be able to, provide better service. They can be honor. There can be humility and honesty in the provision of their service, guys. So it's been an amazing discussion, and I had to share this information with you because this is what the Spotlight is all about. We go in there to dig the facts and figures, and then we share the information with you. It's very important that we know the fact and figure, guys. So yes, as we come to the end of the show, I want to say a quick shout out to everyone watching. And yes, remember, Top Run Consulting is actually doing a new course. They started a new course November the 7th. So guys, it's called the Cybersecurity Analysis course. If you are in the IT industry, you will know that cybersecurity is very important right now because a lot of people are working remotely. So businesses and companies are trying to secure their IT network, their IT security. So this is a very good course. If you're a project manager, if you're an existing or new project manager, business analyst, whatever it may be, whatever career you may find yourself, reach out to Top Run Consulting, www.toprun.ca, so that way you can be able to register. And so I must tell you that Top Run is a sponsor of this show, and the mentor as well. I've been a beneficiary of their so many of their programs and mentorship programs, guys. So it's been amazing, guys. So remember, every week this show is 30 minutes long, and then we come to the end of the shows. Our phones are still ringing, guys, and we have to make more time next week to take in more calls, guys. And I want to say a quick thank you to everyone watching me. And remember, every week I always talk about multiple streams of income. We're going to be bringing in new business leaders and business ideas in the forthcoming episode, so that we can see what's happening within the community. I always advocate for multiple streams of income, guys. So remember, wherever you may be, wherever you find happiness is your home. If you're in Africa and you're happy, that's your home. If you're in North America or Europe, you're happy, that's your home. Participate in community events, get involved in politics, get to know your policy makers, and be able to be involved in social and economic development of your home and community. Remember, you're always in the spotlight, and the change you seek begins with you. All right, good night, guys.
Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show? Or are you a business person or entrepreneur interested in building a brand for yourself? Can you connect with an audience and have strong social media skills? If so, the GBCam Network would love to invite you to join our team. We're looking for driven, genuine folks who are willing to work hard as an independent broadcaster. If this sounds like you, come join our team. For more information, email your resume to career@gbkm.fm. That is career, CAREER, @gbkm.fm. It's time to turn your passion into a career. Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show? Or are you a business person or entrepreneur interested in building a brand for yourself? Can you connect with an audience and have strong social media skills? If so, the GBCam Network would love to invite you to join our team. We're looking for driven, genuine folks who are willing to work hard as an independent broadcaster. If this sounds like you, come join our team. For more information, email your resume to career@gbkm.fm. That is career, CAREER, @gbkm.fm. It's time to turn your passion into a career. Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show?